Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Wednesday. How's everybody's day going? How's everybody's week going? Shout out to the folks in the chat. Make sure you all hit the like button, hit that subscribe, share this channel out with everybody you know. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's continue growing this channel. Let's get those likes up right away. Let's see how many likes we could get. 50 is always the goal, but let me let me know if we could get there. Let's see if we could get there. But what's going on, folks? How we feeling? So we got the final game of the series between the Yankees and Twins. What's been a very interesting series, a very bizarre series. I don't know what to make of it, but it's just been, I don't know about you all, but this has been an unusual one. This has been an unusual series. I'd say the most unusual, in my opinion. I know the Yankees have had some weird games, weird series this season, but this one is very weird. I don't know what to make of it. It doesn't make any sense. You go back to last night's game, the Yankees were just pouring it on the Minnesota Twins. They scored 10 runs in 4 innings. In the first 4 innings, they scored 10 runs. And after that, the offense just kind of died off, right? And then, it was at one point a 10-1 game. You're thinking, okay, the Yankees are up by 9 runs. And then all of a sudden, the Twins start waking up out of nowhere. And, you think, holy crap, can the Yankees really blow a 9-run lead or a 10-run lead? Yeah, it almost happened. And I don't know what to make of it, man. I really didn't. I was speechless. And I'm, as I'm calling the game and as I'm watching the game, I'm just thinking to myself, like, what is going on here? Look, the Yankees put up 10 runs, right? After that 4th inning, they didn't really put up any more runs. That was a little concerning. I mean, it was a little worrisome still. I mean, I felt like, with the way the bats were hitting, they should have had more runs, but at the same time, you're thinking, okay, 10 runs is enough to win a game. You're up by 9 or 10 runs. That's enough to win a game, that the pitching should be able to shut it down, right? Cam Schlittler didn't exactly have like the strongest of outings, right? But, the story here is the bullpen, right? The bullpen's been shaky for the Yankees. It's been very tricky for the Yankees for quite some time now, even ever since the trade deadline. Unfortunately, the Yankees bullpen has just been a question mark, right? It's just been a big question mark for the Yankees, and I don't get it, man. I really don't. It's not that I don't think the guys that they have are necessarily bad, but it's just for some reason these guys are just getting hit. All right. There was a tweet put out last night, saying that since August 1st, so the day after the trade deadline, the Yankees bullpen had an ERA of 5.71, which is the worst in Major League Baseball over that time period. Now, I don't know what's going on with the bullpen. The bullpen is a bit of a concern. I don't know what happens in these next 2 weeks with the bullpen. The only guy really that's been consistent, that's been the best. I mean, he's only had one bad game, and that was in that Marlins game, was David Bednar. All right, David Bednar since August 1st. David Bednar himself since August 1st 2.75 ERA. That's been his ERA, 2.75, right? Everyone else, it's 6.17. And there's a few guys, man, it's just that have not been pitching well, right? Luke Weaver comes to mind, unfortunately. He has not looked like himself as of late. Mark Leiter Jr. he's been pretty shaky as of late. Who else can we think of? I mean, I'm Camilo Doval, right? Another guy that the Yankees acquired, right, during the deadline. He's been off, right? He's been really off as of late. So, Ryan Yarbrough, he just recently came back. Normally he's really good, but him giving up I believe it was 4 runs when he came into the game, that was really concerning. The one guy that's been better as of late has been Devin Williams. He's been looking a little bit better as of late, which is always a nail biter when he comes in. But he's been looking a lot better. But Bednar's been your best arm. Bednar's been your best arm. His worst game with the Yankees was that first game against the Marlins, which that's when the whole entire bullpen just went to garbage. In that game, and that was when the newly acquired arms were put in, and anyway, I know I'm kind of going back here, but the fact of the matter is, though, the bullpen last night almost blew it. Like, the bullpen last night almost blew it. Even Bednar kind of got into a little bit of a trouble there when he gave up that solo home run. Then it became a 10-9 game. But that is, it is a concern. It definitely gave me some agita, a headache. So, it was definitely a concern. But the bullpen needs to get figured out. I don't know how, I don't know when, not when, but I don't know how it needs to get figured out, but it needs to get figured out now, right? It needs to get figured out now because, we're slowly approaching the rest of the end of the regular season, and the Yankees are gonna, be in the postseason, right? That's the expectation. It needs to get figured out now because once the postseason comes, that's it. That's when the real games start. That's when things really start to matter. That's when you truly start to get tested. So, the bullpen's been a bit of a concern to me. The starting pitching, I have no problems with the starting pitching. The starting pitching has been fine. They've been holding their own, and again, in some of these games, it's just the bats have not been able to come through. Even with the starting pitching trying to do what they can to keep the team in the game, even with some struggles here and there, I feel like the starting pitching has been looking better than where they were a couple of months ago. All right, but I just wanted to get on that rant. But the Yankees are having their final game of the series against the Twins tonight. Lineup is looking a little different for tonight. We'll go over the lineups for both teams. So, it will be Luis Hill on the mound for the Yankees, and he'll be going up against Taj Bradley. So the Yankees are quite familiar with him. He was a member of the Tampa Bay Rays. So Bradley and the Yankees are quite familiar with each other. So we'll see how things work out in tonight's game. So hopefully it's not another one of these nail biters. And if the Yankees are going to put up 10 runs, which I'll be honest, I don't think they're going to put up 10 runs, because whenever the Yankees put up 10 runs in a game, the next night it's like they don't score any runs or hardly any runs. They score some, but nowhere near where they were from the night before. But anyway, folks, let me say what's up to the chat. I've been ranting for almost 10 minutes, so I haven't even said what's up to everybody. So let me see who's in the chat right now. Let me see what's going on here. We got Railbird, first person in the building. What is up? Katie, what is going on? Who else we got in the building? We got Jonathan. What is up, man? My man Custodio. What's up, bro? How's it going, dude? Custodio's in the building. Make sure you go check him out. He does a lot of the after night shows, like the night shows after the game is done. Who else we got in the building? I see some folks here. John the Beagle Dad, what is up? Joseph, what is up, man? Brooklyn's in the house. What's up, Susan? Daniel Berry's in the building. Who else we got in the building? We got Petruzzi in the building. We got SGA in the building. Yeah, chat's on fire. I'm trying to catch up here to everybody. So, cool. What's up? What's up? If I missed you, I apologize. I always try to say what's up to everybody in the chat and as they come in. So, but yeah, man. Yeah. So, man, I just hope. Look, listen. I hope the Yankees win tonight's game. Obviously, we all hope that they win tonight. For all of us Yankees fans, right? We all hope that they win tonight. But hopefully, it's not a game where it's a nail biter and you're on the edge of your seat, because it's like, man, I'm sitting there like, again, watching last night's game, and it's it's 10, they're winning 10-1, and you're just like, man, you can't even get comfortable with a 9-run lead, and you're just like, this at this point, it's like the Yankees need to put up 30 runs. They need to put up 30 runs, man. It's like it needs to be like a football score. It needs to be like one of these blowouts, and it's crazy, dude. It's nuts. But let's just hope that there's not another hiccup tonight. Please, 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 no other hiccups. I hope there isn't. All right, I hope to God there isn't. But you never know what you're gonna get with this team. I mean, it's been, like I said, that was a very bizarre game last night. It's been a very bizarre series, the most bizarre, I would say. But yeah, let's see what happens tonight, though. The Yankees, I mean, look, bottom line, Yankees need to still continue winning these games. I mean, I don't like nail biters, but at this point, they got to continue winning as many games as they possibly can, because the Blue Jays are not losing. They ain't stopping, man. They're not stopping. They're not going to stop winning. These guys are going to find ways to continue winning. And as the season gets closer and closer, honestly, do I see the Yankees taking over first place? No. I'll be honest, no. But again, I hope I fall flat on my face as I'm saying this. But if it's not first place in the AL East, then they absolutely need to get the top division in the wild card. And it's not, and there's still plenty of games. I don't want to say plenty of games, but there's still games to be played, and they could easily lose that top spot. I mean, Red Sox are right behind them. That AL wild card is wild, man. It's interesting. So, a lot can happen in these next couple of weeks. And I see Jacob Frederick in the building. What is up, dude? What is up? So, just out of curiosity, I'm going to pull up the AL wild card, or the AL division, the American League. So, where are we at here? Standings. Yeah, so Yankees are still trailing the Blue Jays by 5 games. I mean, look. Check this out. The wild card now, I mean, Yankees are still at the top. Astros are in second place right now. Red Sox are sitting at third. Guardians are 2.5 games behind the final wild card spot. The Texas Rangers are 3.5 games behind the Red Sox in the final wild card spot. So, I mean, a lot can change here in the next couple of weeks. So, Texas is still battling, even though they lost their first 2 games against the Astros. So, it's not going to be easy beating the Astros, of course. But then, again, Yankees are 5 games behind. Astros are only a half a game behind Seattle right now. So, I mean, they could easily, take over first place, right? I mean, if Seattle loses and the Astros win, I mean, it could the second place could change in the West, in the AL West. So, you never know, man. You never know. Anything and everything is possible. And yeah, once postseason comes around, anything is possible. Upsets always happen. The teams you don't expect to win end up winning. So it's always it's a big free for all, folks. It's a big free for all. But yeah, so these next 2 weeks are going to be stressful, right? For baseball teams, for us fans, we're just gonna be sitting on the edge of our seats, wondering what is going to happen. So buckle up, folks. Buckle up. It's getting more and more dicey as we go along here. But yeah. So let's talk lineup here. Let's talk lineups for both teams. Let me share that on the screen. Let me pull it up real quick. All right, sorry about that. So right now the Yankees record is 84-67. So we'll see how their record ends up. As I predicted before, I think they're going to go. I predicted in the beginning of the season they'll win 93 games. Yeah, Volpe's not in the lineup, right? I know that's going to put a lot of smiles on people's faces. Although Volpe hit well yesterday, everybody in the Yankees lineup got a hit. At least got one hit, so that's good news. And I know people are going to say, "Well, it's the Minnesota Twins." Well, I understand, but I just thought I'd throw that out there. But here's your starting lineup for the New York Yankees. Trent Grisham leading things off. He'll be playing center field. Ben Rice batting second. He'll be catching in tonight's game. Aaron Judge will be DHing in tonight's game. He'll be batting third. Cody Bellinger will be batting cleanup. He'll be playing right field. Jazz Chisholm Jr. will be batting fifth. He'll be playing second base. Paul Goldschmidt will be at first base. He'll be batting sixth. Jason Dominguez is in the lineup tonight, folks. He'll be playing left field, batting seventh. Ryan McMahon batting eighth. He'll be playing third base. And batting ninth will be Jose Caballero playing shortstop, batting ninth. And on the mound, it is Luis Hill. He's got a 4-1 record, 2.83 ERA. Luis Hill, coming into his own, right? Coming into his own, he's starting to look a little bit better in his starts. I think he's starting to gain his confidence back. The command is still a little off with him at times, but not as bad as it was. But let me know if y'all agree with that. So what up, Gene? Gene's in the building. Hey, what's up, Cecilia? Cecilia's in the building. What up, Cecilia? Hopefully you're having a good day. How are you? What's up, Gene? Hopefully you're having a good day. So Yankees lineup, no, what's his face? No Giancarlo Stanton, right? No Giancarlo Stanton in the lineup. No Austin Wells in the lineup. No Anthony Volpe in the lineup. So these three guys are not in the lineup. Maybe you'll see Giancarlo in a pinch hit situation, right? That could be a possibility. That maybe you see him in a pinch hit situation. So we'll see what happens. But I like the lineup. I don't mind this lineup whatsoever. So their only job is to go out there, perform, and win. That's all there is to it. They got to go out, perform, win, and not make us fans nervous and start getting stressed out because they're about to blow a 9-run lead. Hopefully, it's not another one of those games, man. And the game is on Amazon Prime for those that are wondering. So, yeah. So it is Wednesday night. Appreciate you, Gene. Now, starting lineup for the Minnesota Twins, we have Byron Buxton playing leading things off, playing center field. You have Martin batting second, playing left field. Larnack is DHing in tonight's game, batting third. Keyshaw is batting cleanup, playing second base. Wallner is batting fifth, playing right field. Lee is batting sixth, playing at shortstop. Lewis is batting seventh, playing third base. Julian is batting eighth. He'll be playing first base. And then Peraza is your catcher for the Minnesota Twins, and he'll be batting ninth. And Taj Bradley is your starting pitcher for the Minnesota Twins. 6-7 record, 4.88 ERA. Again, the Yankees are very familiar with Taj Bradley. They have faced him 4 times. They faced him twice this year when he was a member of the Tampa Bay Rays. So the Yankees did have success against him. They did beat him on April 17th. So the game on April 17th, Bradley went 5 1/3. He gave up 9 hits, 6 runs. Gave up 4 walks. He only had 3 strikeouts in that game. But then the second time around, which was on May 4th, the Yankees, he actually got the win in that game. So, yeah, he had a strikeout, but he went 5 1/3, gave up 4 hits, 3 walks, 2 earned runs. So yeah, he actually ended up getting the win in that one. So, in his career against the Yankees, 2-2 record, ERA at 3.42, 16 strikeouts and 4 appearances against the Yankees in his career. So, we'll see what he does, how the Yankees do against him tonight. That should be interesting. So the Yankees are quite familiar with him. So, again, he's 2-2 against the Yankees in his career. And I'll pull up his baseball savant too. And Katie says she's happy with the lineup. Susan says, well, isn't Volpe not in the lineup? I'm doing my happy dance. All right, well, that's seems to be the case. Anytime those guys are not in the lineup, everybody's having a great time. Everybody's day is so much better. And I understand. I get it, man. I get it. But let me pull up Taj Bradley's baseball savant here. Let's see what we got. Boom, boom. Zoom in here a little bit. Cecilia says she loves the lineup. Aiden says he likes the lineup. Cool. Yeah, it seems like everybody likes the lineup. Anytime there's Volpe and Wells or one of the two, I know it's there's going to be a negative commentary, So excuse me here, folks. I'm just trying to figure something out. There's something going on here with StreamYard. I don't know what it is, so I do apologize. Yeah, the bullpen needs to step up. What's up, Sunil? He says catcher Rice and first baseman Goldschmidt as I expected and predicted, and no Volpe. Yeah, so are you doing your happy dance too there, Sunil? Is that satisfactory? So, yeah, Taj Bradley, he's got a mix of blues and reds, right? He's not the biggest strikeout guy. Does get a lot of ground balls though. He is a big ground ball guy. Fastball velo, not bad, right? That's the pitch that he throws the most. 45% of the time, sits at about 96. So throws the cutter 22% of the time, that sits around almost at 90. And so he's also got the splitter and curveball. So, I guess you could say you could expect a lot of fastballs, cutters, splitters, and, curveball definitely added to the mix. I mean, but it seems like, just based on his pitches, the pitches that he throws the most is going to be his fastball and cutter. So, I definitely expect to see a lot of cutters and splitters from him for sure, but definitely going to throw the fastball into the mix there as well. So, yeah, let's see how he does though, man. Let's see how he does. And who do I want to see come out of the bullpen first there, Aiden? Whoever's the fresh arm and whoever makes the most sense in matchups. That's my answer to that, man. So, yeah, whoever's the fresh arm, really, man. That's gonna be my answer. So, I mean, Tim Hill could be that guy. I'm not gonna say Luke Weaver. I mean, I'll say Devin Williams. I'll be gutsy and say Devin Williams because he's been looking better as of late. So, I like what I've been seeing from him. But time that could always change. And we got Robert Boom in the building. He says, like number 20, I appreciate you, man. How's your day going? And yeah, so we'll see what the Yankees do here against Taj Bradley. And we'll see what Luis Hill does. Luis Hill, again, his last outing was against the Boston Red Sox. He looked fantastic, actually. He had himself in some jams. I mean, that's the thing. Luis Hill does get himself into a lot of jams, but he knows how to get out of it. Like that's the crazy thing when it comes to Luis Hill. His last outing against Boston, he got the win. He went 6 innings. He had four walks, 4 strikeouts. The walks still high, right? He does walk a lot of guys. That was the case in the game before that, which was against Toronto, in which, again, he got the win and went 6 innings, only gave up the 1 run. He walked 4 guys, struck out 1 in that game. But the game against the Red Sox, he didn't give up any runs and no hits. They pitched really well. Pitched really, really well. So, I mean, just the walks were a little high, but he got himself in some jams, but he was able to get himself out of it. Once again, that's something that he does really good. Is you wonder, with the opposing team, if they, if there's runners on like second and third, you got runners on the corners, and all of a sudden there's only one out, or there's nobody out. Like, the guy gets himself out of a jam. Like, he gets himself out of trouble. How he does it, I don't know, but you know what? I'll take it, man, because that stuff like that is really going to matter, especially in the postseason. So, yeah, Luis Hill, a little shaky at times. He can be. I mean, when he beginning of his season, right? Yeah, he was shaky. He had to adjust himself back into the game and make adjustments with each start. I mean, it was going to be a bit of a struggle for him getting back into it, but I think he's found his groove, though. I think his last couple of starts, he's found his groove. I think he's going to be fine. All right. It's just a matter of the bullpen, how the bullpen is going to do, because that's going to be the story tonight. Is going to be the Yankee bullpen, but hopefully it's not one of these things where, again, if the Yankees put up a lot of runs, that all of a sudden the Twins are trying to make another comeback, and you wonder if the bullpen's going to be able to hold it down, man. Because if you're winning, again, with last night's game, if you're winning 10-1, man, it's got to be 10-1. Right. Okay. And if they score a few runs, it's like, you win you win that game 10-3, 10-4, 10-5. Okay, fine. I get it. But, when they come back and they almost beat you, that's not good with 10 runs. That is concerning. Right. So, bullpen's got to do a better job, man. So, we'll see how things shape up. And when the offseason comes around, that's something that they need to definitely address. I think that needs to be the number one priority, in my opinion, is the bullpen. So Robert says 13-9 Yankees win. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if they'll put up that many runs again. Hey, we got Charles Barkley in the building. He's like, Hill has to show me more good starts if he wants to start over Cam in the playoffs. It'll be interesting to see who's going to be your 3, your first 3. Is it going to be Cam or is it going to be Hill? Because Cam is still a rookie, right? And I'm not taking anything away from Cam Schlittler. The guy's got a lot of potential. He shows that he belongs. He's trying to show that he belongs. He's got the stuff. There's things that he needs to work on as well. All right. But Luis Hill, though, he does have a little bit more of the experience. So, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, when the postseason comes around, you see the rotation of Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Luis Hill. I would not be surprised, to start off, right? Like, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Schlittler, he could very well be a guy that, he could come out. He could be put in the bullpen. I'm just saying he could be in the bullpen. That is a possibility, it could be a possibility for guys like Will Warren too. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if it'll be interesting to see how the Yankees decide who's going to be in that rotation. But both guys still needing to prove themselves. I mean, one thing I think we could all agree is that it's not going to be Will Warren. And I'm not taking anything away from Will Warren, but I mean that game from Sunday night, kind of it didn't really do himself any favors. But also, to kind of his credit, he gave up those 6 runs in the first inning, and then he was been able to hold the Red Sox batters down. The Red Sox offense was not really didn't really do much anything after that. The relief pitchers. I think you meant to say relief pitchers. They're shot, man. I mean, they've pitched a lot of innings. They're shot. They've been used a lot, man. It sucks because at one point, you weren't getting you weren't getting innings from the starters, right? The starters couldn't. There were times where they couldn't go over 4 or 5 innings, and you had to rely on the bullpen. And these guys, their arms get used a lot, and it does start to wear down, man. It starts to wear down, especially across 162 games. For the relief pitchers, you're pitching, 60, 70 innings, maybe more, right? It starts to add up, man. It really does. 21-12 for a football score. Imagine that. Charles Barkley says Cam's curveball is so nasty. I like Hill's stuff, but I think Cam has better stuff. Debatable, man. Cam's got great stuff. His curveball still needs. He's got a good curveball, but it still needs some work, though, in my opinion, right? Oh, pissers. Okay, you didn't mean to say pissers. All right. He came into 2023. So look, Luke Weaver. Yeah, he's been. I don't know. It's been very shaky with Luke Weaver. As of recent. I mean, overall, like, he's pitched well for the Yankees, but recently though, he hasn't been the pitcher that he was. You know what I mean? Like, it's been pretty shaky with him. I don't know what's going on with Luke Weaver. I don't know if there's something that's bugging him. I don't know if it's just something mentally going on. Like, I wish I had an answer. I wish I had an answer, but he hasn't quite looked like him. There's been a few games where he's been getting smacked around for sure. I'm just gonna pull up his stats real quick. I mean, he has pitched 59 innings, so I mean, he's close to that 60 inning mark. I mean, the whip is still good, 1.07. Pitched in 58 games. Actually, as I'm looking at his never mind. Yeah, his last couple of weeks, man. His ERA has not been not looking good. So I'll say that. So he's been getting smacked around, no doubt. I'm trying to look at his last couple of times that he pitched. I mean, he gave up 5 runs in that game where the Yankees lost 7-0 against Minnesota in that first game. The game before that against Boston, only pitched 0.2 innings. Had a couple of strikeouts. The game against Detroit, he gave up a few runs. Toronto, back on the 6th of September, 11 days ago. Did fine. He only gave up the 1 hit. And then Houston won. The Astros 1 run. Back-to-back days, back-to-back nights he pitched. He gave up just a run. So I'm just checking to see. As I'm looking at his games here, I mean, that Minnesota game was bad, where he gave up 5 runs. So he's given up 10 runs so far this month, as I'm looking at his for the month of September. So a little shaky at times. But I think he'll figure it out. I do think he'll figure it out. So, whether or not the Yankees bring him back next season, that's gonna be a question. It'll be interesting to see what the Yankees bullpen looks like for 2026. But I think the bullpen is going to look a lot different in 2026. I don't know obviously I don't know what the game plan is, but Weaver is a question mark for me. Going into this season, I felt okay. The Yankees can work something out with Weaver and bring him back. Now, I'm not so sure. Devin Williams, I definitely don't think. I definitely don't think the Yankees are going to bring him back. There's no shot. I don't think they bring him back. But Luke Weaver to me is a big question mark. But again, we'll see what happens, right? We'll worry about the offseason later. But let's talk predictions, people. Let's talk predictions. We got Robert in the building. We got the other Robert in the building. What up, Robert? What's going on? Do we get back on track tonight? Get back on track how? Without trying to blow the lead? Is that what you're talking about? And Gene says the batters don't have long at bats, so the pitchers are getting rested, so they can only go. And that's a problem as well there, Gene. So, the bats need to make the opposing pitchers work, man. It's something that they need to do. Stop at the first, swinging at the first pitch or hitting at the first pitch. Sometimes, there's times where it works out, but sometimes, man, just take that first pitch. But yeah, we got Aiden, the athletic kid in the building. TC Steels, what's up, man? What's going on, TC? How you doing, my friend? And Victor's in the building. What's up, Victor? How's it going? Jonathan says it wouldn't shock me if Weaver came back too soon, and that's why he struggled. Maybe. I wish I had the answer. I wish I had the answer for you, but I don't, dude. But could be a factor, right? Volpe just needed a rest. Now he makes errors tonight. Well, he's not even in the lineup there, Robert. So they'll get they got a win last night. They'll get a win tonight, I think. They need to get a win. The Yankees need to win every series moving forward. Rest of the games this season, they need to win every single series. And they don't have a day off till Monday, because after tonight they're going to go travel to Baltimore on a 4-game set at Camden Yards, and that's going to be it should be a winnable series for the Yankees. But you know how it is with AL East teams. You know how it is with teams like the Orioles. Even though the Orioles are in last place, I'm not sleeping on them. They're still a pesky team. And yeah, TC, the bullpen's been a big concern, man. It's been a big concern. Lou says we got the one spot locked up. You're talking about in the wild card, right? Hopefully that's the case, man. If there's something that the Yankees need to do is lock up the first spot in the wild card, because it ain't over. It ain't over yet. But at this point, hopefully I look stupid, but I don't think the Yankees are going to get first place. I think that belongs to Toronto. Just being honest, right? Toronto ain't losing, man. They don't know how to lose. That's the thing. So I would say the Yankees should still try and compete to get first place. Hopefully, right? They should still try and compete. I'm not saying just play for the wild card. No, you go out there and compete, try to get first place. But I think they absolutely need to win as many games as possible, and just in case if they can't get first place, which is kind of looking more and more that way, then as the games go on, as the games are being played, then secure that top wild card spot, because that's going to be really important. Lou says, I don't think the Red Sox make it and Guardians sneak in. That's a bold prediction. I respect that prediction, but I'm not sleeping on the Red Sox, man. I'm not sleeping on the Red Sox. Yeah, I know they got a couple guys that are hurt. I know Roman Anthony's hurt, but the team is still good, man. The team is still good. I'm not downing the Red Sox ever. ever, man. I don't doubt the Red Sox. The Red Sox are always going to be relevant. It pains me to say that, but it's true, right? But it wouldn't be a rivalry. It wouldn't be an AL East without the Red Sox. Like, let's be honest, man. It makes that division that much more exciting when these two teams are competing. So, I mean, let's be real here. It's good for baseball, good for the fan base, right? So, Robert says our bullpen is subject to lose every game with a lead. Last night they got lucky. If that game goes one more inning, we lose. No disagreement there, man. No disagreement there. What makes you so never mind. You're talking Lou there. Snell says, I just hope Seattle takes the number 2 seed and Detroit falls to the 3 and plays the wild card team and loses. Yeah, we all have our wishes. What's up, Sherry? How's it going? Yeah, every game is a crapshoot, indeed, man. I mean, it's going to be. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know. You don't know what you're gonna get, man. It's like these games down, towards the end of the season is like you just don't know what's gonna happen. Anything and everything is possible. Everything and anything is possible. Yeah, Roman Anthony is scary good, dude. He's a good player. Yeah, he's a good player, man. That hurts the Red Sox for sure by losing him in the lineup. But even then, I still believe the Red Sox are still a good team without him. It's not like there's other guys that they could depend on in that lineup. But I'm not taking anything away from Roman Anthony, dude. He's a great player. I don't think the Red Sox are necessarily bad without him either, though. Sherry says Bo and Santander will be back for playoffs. Is Bo for sure? Is he confirmed? I know he's going to be out for the rest of the regular season. Is he for sure coming back for the postseason? Is that because there was some concerns about that? And the Blue Jays are still a good team without Bo and Santander. They have shown that. So when they announced that Santander was out, I was like, I think they'll still be fine. Same thing with Bo Bichette. I'm like, they're going to be fine without those guys. Like, yeah. Sherry says that's what they're saying. Yeah. And Sherry, refresh my memory. Do you think Bo comes back to the Blue Jays? I feel like we discussed this, but because I know you're a big Blue Jays fan, obviously. I know we talked quite a bit. You think he comes back? You think the ownership brings Bo Bichette back? Or you think he signs with another team? Victor, what do you got? An announcement here? Says, I'm officially retired, my brother. A new life has begun. I'm blessed with family and friends, especially with the new people in my life. Thank you, brother, for your friendship. Oh, you're very welcome, dude. And congratulations, right? I hope it's congratulations on the retirement. Hopefully, whatever you have going on after retirement, hopefully it's nothing but good. So, good luck in your future endeavors, man. I congrats, dude. Hopefully things work out the way you want it to work out, sir. So, yeah, congrats there, man. Cecilia says not too confident Hill. Hope he can go 6 1/3. I think he could go 6 1/3. I think he'll go 6 personally. He went 6 in his last couple of starts. Victor says yes, it is. Awesome, cool, man. Well, keep us in the loop, man. Keep us in the loop. Let us know if you're going to be going on any adventures. I know you're doing your thing there on your channel, right? So, make sure y'all go check out my guy here, Victor. So, gotcha, Sherry. Okay. No doubt. All right, let's get into these predictions, people. Let's talk Luis Hill. What are we thinking for Luis Hill tonight? How do we feel about Luis Hill tonight? Like I said, in his last couple of starts, he's been able to go 6 innings. So, which is, really good, really important, right? Especially right now. And, let's see if he is the guy in the rotation. But drop your predictions for Luis Hill. Personally, I think he'll go. I'll give you my prediction right now. I think he's going to go 6 innings. I think he'll strike out. 6. No, you know what? I think he'll strike out 5. He'll walk 4. The reason why I'm saying he'll walk 4 is because he does walk a lot of guys. I think he'll only give up 1 earned run. So yeah, I'll give him 6 innings. I'll give him 6 innings, 5 strikeouts, 4 walks. I think he'll give up one run in 6 innings. That's my final line. That is my prediction for Luis Hill. What do you all got? Let's see what we got here. It's the Twins. Sunil says Hill will go 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts. Okay. Lou is going 6 innings, 8 strikeouts, 2 runs, 2 walks. Cool. Joseph is going 6 innings, 2 walks, 2 runs, 6 strikeouts. Okay. Sherry's going 6 innings, 6 strikeouts for Luis Hill. All right. Any other predictions for Luis Hill? Let me know in the chat. Yeah, I got him going 6, but yeah, it looks like quite a few of you have him are going 6 strikeouts or more. I got him going 5, honestly, man. I got him going 5. I know it's the Twins, I get it, but at this point of the season, man, I'm not putting I'm not underestimating any team at this point. I'm just not. No, just it's a no for me. Robert's saying he'll go 6 innings again, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, 2 runs. Okay, so you and I have similar strikeouts, walks. You have 1 less walk. You got 1 more run than I do. Okay, I respect that. Any other predictions for Luis Hill? If not, we'll move on to the double plays. Let me know how many double plays the Yankees are going to hit into. If you have Luis Hill predictions, you haven't dropped it in the comment section, drop it in the comment section. Let me know what you all are thinking. John Wyatt coming through says 7 innings, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks, a 2-run game for Luis Hill. All right. And while you all are dropping your predictions, let me check this poll here. So drop your double play predictions. How many double plays did the Yankees hit into? Let me know what you all are thinking. And 37 votes in the poll, and 89% of you said the Yankees will take the series. So confidence level very high amongst all of you. So that's great to see. And I think the Yankees are going to hit into 1 double play. As I said that, Joseph says the same thing. He says 1 double play. All right. I think 1 double play. Anybody? What else? What else you all are saying? What else are you all saying? John White says turn 2, hit into 1. Robert's thinking 1. Yeah, I mean, again, Taj Bradley he gets a lot of ground balls. But honestly, I think the Yankees will only hit into 1. And let's see how many likes we got in the chat. We got 27 likes. We got over 40 people in the building. Let's get those likes up, people. Let's try to get to 40 likes if we can. If you haven't hit that like button, please hit that like button. It does really help out the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And thank you to all the new subs. Please sub up if you're not subbed up yet and you're watching this for the first time. I would greatly appreciate it. TC is going 9 innings, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, 5 hits. He will refuse to come out due to horrible bullpen. So TC thinks a complete game. Oh, man. Hopefully that happens, bro. Katie's going 6 innings for Hill. So a lot of us for double plays. A few of us that answered are thinking 1 double play. That's what I got, man. I think the Yankees are only going to hit into 1. I got 1 double play. So that's what I'm thinking too. Absolutely. So 1 double play. 1 double play. That's what I think as well. And as always, Judge Belly Grisham and Jazz Army sleeper for his 30-30. All right. So got a couple of you coming through with the home run predictions. Sherry's saying Judge Wells. Wells is not in the lineup, Sherry. So you got to go somebody else. Grisham is in the lineup though. But you got to pick somebody else besides Wells, unless you think a pinch hit home run. You could stay that, but he's not in the lineup tonight. Victor is giving his Luis Hill predictions of 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts, 3 runs. Okay. Okay, so Ben Rice for Sherry. All right. Jazz is your sleeper for the 30th. Okay. Beagle says 3 double plays. Beagle's also saying Judge, Stanton, and Jazz. Stanton's not in the lineup there, Beagle. No Stanton in the lineup there, buddy. Sleeper is Ben Rice. Okay. So Judge and Jazz. You got to pick somebody else unless you think a pinch hit home run. Gene says, won't be surprised if we lose. I mean, yeah, I get it. I understand. Volpe's a 30-30 guy, 30 ground balls, 30 pounds. Right, Sunil? Judge, Belly, and Caballero. So, no Jazz. Yeah, my home run predictions. I'm going to make this nice and easy. I'm going to say Judge and Bellinger for home runs. My sleepers is going to be Jazz, Dominguez, and Jazz, Dominguez. You know what? I'm going to say McMahon. Those are my sleepers. So Jazz, McMahon, and Dominguez are my sleepers, and I got Judge and Bellinger hitting homers. So those are my picks for home runs. Dave is in the building. What's up, man? He says Judge, Rice, and Belly. Jazz is your sleeper, Beagle. Okay. Cecilia's going. Bellinger is overdue. Judge and Goldie. Dark Horse, Jazz. Okay. Victor's going Grisham. Victor's going Grisham. Okay. Any other home run predictions? Let me know in the chat. And while y'all are doing that, hit that like button. Smack that like button. Let's get those likes up. I know we had over 40 people, so I know we could get to 40 likes. Let's try to break 40 likes. McMahon should just start 0-2 every at bat. He ends up with there every time anyway. He does, doesn't he? But you know what? To McMahon's credit, look, I know the dude strikes out a lot. I know he does strike out a lot. I get it. But to his credit, to his defense, he does make the opposing pitcher work. I mean, I know he strikes out a lot, but at least he makes the opposing pitcher work. I can appreciate that. He puts up a battle at least, you know. He makes it worthwhile. But if only he could turn it into more positive, you know. That's what I gotta say. So I'll take the Caps for 2 home runs. Ooh, so you think the Caps is gonna have 50 home runs by the end of tonight? That would be awesome. Boone is always sleeping. I don't know. I'm starving, and I'm looking at this plate of Louisiana spicy shrimp over fettuccine and grated pepperoni, Romano cheese. Dude, I don't know why you're in here. Go eat. Enjoy dinner. I'm glad you told us what your dinners are. Like, go eat, man. Enjoy yourself. I appreciate you being here, but go eat food. If I got food in front of me, man, I don't want nobody. I don't want to be bugged, and I'm not in chat, so I'm just like, food time. See ya. Bye. Yeah, go eat, man. Enjoy it. Sunil, Grisham, Judge, Bellinger. Sleepers, Dominguez, Jazz, only because 30-30 is on his mind. Absolutely. And McMahon. Okay, so you and I have the same sleepers there, dude. Dominguez, Jazz, and McMahon. And I only said Judge and Bellinger for home runs. Those are my 2 picks. But you added Grisham to yours. Cool. Robert says Yankees win 8-6. Okay, so your score prediction's 8-6. What's everybody else's score predictions? What do we got for score predictions? Drop your score predictions in the chat. We got close to 50 people. Let's get those likes up. Come on. We got to get over 40. Yeah, Dave. I mean, you're absolutely right. 3-1 Yankees, 7-2 Bombers, 7-3 Yanks. Why do I feel like this is going to be another nail biter of a game? It's going to be like super close. Why am I thinking? Why am I thinking this is going to be like a 9-8 game? You know what? I'm going to say 9-8. TC says Dominguez gets start today. Wow, what gives? Yeah, well, Stanton's not in the lineup. I mean, I guess you could say he needs a day off. He's been playing quite a few games. He's been playing in the outfield, so maybe it's a day off for him. You know. Charles Barkley says 6'3". Cool. All right, enjoy it, Robert. 9-3 Yankees from Katie. I don't know. I'm going 9-8, man. I'm going 9-8. Just because of what we saw last night. Yankees win in 15 innings, 7-6. Oh, God. Yeah, I won't be able to call 15 innings, unfortunately. I'll probably have to shut it. Probably have to shut it down after the bottom of the ninth if it goes to extra innings, you know. So John thinks the bats won't be there. I get it. Hey, we got Hutchins Hot Original. Welcome. Good evening to you. Welcome to the channel, man. You love New York too? I do love New York. Yes. How are you? Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it. Welcome. They have proven that when they score big the next day, they are silent. Yeah, we've seen that. We've seen that in a lot of games. We've seen that one too many times. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. What do we got for what's for dinner, folks? I know Robert got folks hungry. What are we eating tonight? What are we in the mood for? You've been watching New York since the Derek Jeter era? Not a bad era, man. That was a great era. One of the greatest Yankees, man. Yeah. Number 2. Love New York so much you moved to Florida, right? Like many of them do. TC, you know better than I do, my friend. That's all I'm going to say. North Carolina Vinyl Picker says 8-6 Yanks. Big G comes off bench and goes deep. Wow, you're going to eat your dog tonight? That is some nasty work. Chicken salad for Dev Finch. Nice. Yeah, Beagles are definitely great dogs. Beagles are great dogs. So are Golden Retrievers. Golden Retrievers are great dogs too. But I'm not. Yeah, I'm not talking about cooking dogs. No. We're not going to get into all of that. Nope. But yeah, drop. What are y'all eating though? What are y'all gonna eat? Chicken tender salad with 1,000 Islanders dressing. Ooh, okay, that sounds good. Snoopy's the most famous beagle. You haven't decided supper yet? All right, Egyptian. I got you. What are you in the mood for? That's the question. What are you in the mood for? What's speaking to you, man? What's speaking to you? Yeah, I didn't know Snoopy was a beagle. I think we'll definitely make the playoffs together. I think they'll make the postseason for sure. How far they'll go is the question. Like personally, I know maybe I'm maybe making an early call, but I don't think they'll get a. I don't think they'll get a World Series. Honestly, I don't think World Series will be a thing for them. So it sounds like nobody's hungry, huh? Nobody's dropping their food comments, so it sounds like nobody's really hungry yet. What up, Felix? He says, bro, can we talk about how Judge has an on-base percentage of over 450? That's an insane number when number 2 doesn't even get to. Dude, it's Aaron Judge, man. I mean, the dude is just. It's Aaron Judge. That's all there is to it. That's all I'm going to say. It is Aaron Judge. He is him. You know what I mean? Like, it's Aaron Judge. You know, I know there's been that hot debate with him and Cal Raleigh as far as who should win the MVP. You know, look, I'm not taking anything away from Cal Raleigh. He's having a great season. He's having a fantastic season. But I'm sorry, I may be being biased here, but I think you got to give it to Judge. Even when he was hurt, you know, he was hurt for a little while there. He wasn't playing. And, you know, the dude's still putting up numbers. You know, Cal Raleigh has played in more games than Judge has because of Judge's injury, and he's still putting up, and Judge is still putting up better numbers in a lot of these categories. So I don't know, man. I got you, Sunil. So Pollock paneer, cutlets, and Brussels sprouts. Chicken cutlets like Danny DeVito. All right. Hutchins thinks the Yankees will finish well tonight. Nice. Beautiful. But yeah, we just need one more like to 40. Let's get 40 likes, people. Let's get 40 likes. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's get 40 likes if we can. I appreciate everybody being here though for the pregame. It does mean a lot. It really does, man. It's just a good time for all of us to just hang out before the game and talk predictions, talk food. You know, getting ready for the game. Game starts in about an hour, so it's gonna be same start time, 7:40 East Coast time. So you know, get your clocks ready. We have been close before, but 1982 was peak at baseball. Mm-hmm. Felix Nunez, member for 3 months. Shout out to my guy Felix. Appreciate you, dude. Oh, we're at 40 likes. Nice. Thank you all. Let me just check that on my end. All right, Sunil. Yeah, do what you got to do, bro. Take care of business. Take care of business. Yeah, we're over 40 likes. Yeah, thank you all very much. That's awesome. Sweet. I can't believe he still let Cora and Hinch manage, but banned Pete Rose until. Well, you know, dude. I mean, there's a lot of things that don't make sense in this world there, Charles Barkley. But come on, man, right? For sure, Hutchins. Really, the Yankees requested this to be an afternoon game and were denied. I mean, I don't blame them, man. It's like, you know, they're going to travel, right? And now they're traveling back east. And watch, it's going to be one of those things where, you know, they get in late and then, you know, they're going to have a bad game tomorrow. It's so frustrating, man. That's what happened in the first game against Minnesota. I think they got to Minnesota 7 in the morning. They didn't really get to rest or anything like that. So, you know, those guys were wiped out. Wednesdays are my favorite days for baseball in America. All right, Hutchins. Why is that? Oh, Michael K. Said it. Okay. So that came from Michael K. Yeah, they really want to make it really want to make this difficult with the schedule. And I looked at the schedule for the Twins denied it. I wonder why. Probably because they weren't going to get they probably weren't going to get a lot of fans and seats. Could be. I don't know. That's what I think. But it sure is, Robert. It sure is. It sure is. But anyway, folks, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. We'll be very far again in the East Coast series. I believe the spirit of New Yorkers across the world. You better believe it, man. No money for midweek game in the afternoon. I mean, I think that's what it boils down to is this, man. It's the dollar. It's the dollar. I think that's what it boils down to, But yeah, salute to you, Felix. Salute to everybody in the chat. Like I said, I'm gonna shut things down here. I'm gonna end the pregame. Get ready for the play-by-play. The game starts here in a little over an hour. So, greatly appreciate everybody tuning in as always. Appreciate the support. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Make sure you all hit the like button on the way out if you haven't yet. If you're watching this on a rerun, hit that like button. If you're watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button. Shout out to Hutchins, Hut Original, for subscribing. So welcome. How are you? And it's always about that dollar, man. It's always about that dollar. But folks in the chat, thank you all very much. Make sure you all hit the like button, hit that subscribe if you're new, share this channel out with everybody you know. Greatly appreciate it. I'll see you all for the play-by-play. Do me a favor, when the stream ends, this should take you to the play-by-play. Just click on that screen when it pops up. Just hit that like button. Let's get those likes up. Let's have a lot of likes when the play-by-play starts. And I'll see you all then. I'm going to be calling tonight's game, so hopefully I'll see you all there. Have a great night, everyone. And as always, let's go Yankees. We out.